Well, the City of Brotherly Love and Sisterly Affection is preparing for its 27th annual Greater Philadelphia King Day of Service.
Our overarching theme is combating racism and building community, including 5 principal areas: health justice, voting rights, gun violence, living wage jobs, and early child literacy.
The King Day of Service will be held January 17th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Today, the nation honors Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His legacy of social justice and civic engagement lives on through a day of service. Here in Philadelphia, we're proud to be home to the first and largest public engagement in the nation. Action News reporter Corey Davis is live at Girard College in North Philadelphia. It's quiet now, but it's the hub of today's activities. And very soon, we will see people getting busy to figure out how they can safely get out there, Corey, and make a difference.
Yeah, Tam, good morning. It's going to be a big day and a good day for a lot of people for sure. An active one as well. We are here inside the Armory at Girard College, where volunteers have already put in a lot of hard work over the weekend. I want to bring in the founder and director of the Dr. Martin Luther King Day of Service here for the Greater Philadelphia area. So talk to us a little bit about a big part of this. I know COVID-19 testing is going to be really important for this go around.
Our overall theme is combating racism and building community. One element of that is health justice. Dr. King said that of all the forms of inequality, in the inhumanity of lack of access is the most shocking and inhuman. Here at Girard College, we'll be providing from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 in the afternoon free COVID testing, vaccinations, flu shots. Anyone can come down. Health access is a huge issue in underserved communities, and kids who are getting vaccinated can read stories about Dr. King, watch King speeches, but that is the hub of activity at Girard College.
Okay, and when it comes to testing, you're going to be able to, test roughly 100 people an hour? Is that what it was?
That's exactly right. The Black Doctors Consortium will be doing that. Their PCR tests, they should take a day or two to have the results.
Okay, and when it comes to getting the COVID-19 vaccinations, is it CHOP who's going to be running all of that too?
Children's Hospital is coordinating both the vaccinations for kids and adults and the flu shots here in the Armory.
Okay, so when it comes to all of this, I know you all have a lot of goals for today's day of service: voter registration, talking about gun violence and combating crime. How important is that for Dr. King's legacy, especially with focusing on today?
Today is more than a birthday celebration. It's an opportunity to make Dr. King's legacy of racial and social justice our mission, and not just today, but every day.
All right, thank you. Yeah, not just today, but every day. So once again, the testing and the vaccinations available from 9:30 to 12:30 here in the Armory at Girard College. Reporting live here in North Philadelphia, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News.
All right, thank you so much, Corey.
In North Philadelphia, Girard College, of course, every year they hold several events today in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, that's where Hank is. Hank?
Hey, it's a beautiful thing, guys, and people are starting to fill up here now. They've been getting ready all night long for the better part of it, but folks are starting to register in here now to get some of these needed COVID tests. That's been a big deal over the past month or so. Get vaccinated if you need to. Children can get vaccinated here as well. If you need a flu shot, you can get that done. It's all about service here, education, all the different things that anybody in an underserved community might need. That's what the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King was about. Today is his birthday. We celebrate him. Todd, thank you so much for doing what you all have done here. Todd's a global citizen, and you've been putting this thing on for years now.
27 years.
Talk to us about what exactly we're doing here, what we can get out of it, and how we can use it as an example to move forward and do a better job for ourselves and for each other.
Well, the first thing is to say that today is not just a birthday celebration. It's an opportunity to make Dr. King's legacy of racial and social justice our mission to do, and not just today, but every day. Now, at Girard College, we have a focus on health justice with the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium doing testing, and then here in the Armory, vaccinations and flu shots that will be led by the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Kids who get vaccinated will read stories about Dr. King, look at speeches. It's free between 9:30 and 12:30. We invite everyone to come down. Underserved communities are the ones that we're targeting who have low vaccination rates, but everyone is welcome to come.
And there you go, guys. There's reading for the young folks. We were talking about being a reading captain earlier. There's 100 things to do here, all of it good, all of it free. It's a great way to pay tribute to the man who gave us so many good ideas to follow through on. Guys?
All right, and that particular event is one of the largest in the entire country, as every year.
Thousands of volunteers in our region are taking part today in the King Day of Service, rolling up their sleeves and pitching in to make our neighborhoods and communities stronger. Eyewitness News reporter Jasmine Payute joining us now from Girard College this afternoon with more. Jasmine.
Janelle, good afternoon. Currently on its 27th year, this MLK Day of Service is considered one of the oldest and largest in the country. The theme this year, combating racism and building community. Now take a look inside. This is the 13th year that this is being held at Girard College. The event honors Dr. King's legacy by transforming the national holiday into a day of citizen action. This year, that included free COVID-19 testing led by the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium, free adult and children's vaccine clinics, distribution of PPE, as well as educational activities and voter registration. People involved say events like these help bridge gaps.
Our community vaccination program really is focused on being in communities where there's historically poor access to healthcare, have had poor access to vaccinations, have had lower uptake of vaccines, to be able to partner with community partners that people trust, be in that space where people know how to get there, it's easy for them to get there, and be available with both the vaccine and education information that people might need.
At 3 o'clock this afternoon, there will be a virtual discussion on Dr. King's legacy featuring U.S. Senator Bob Casey and others. We'll have a link to that on our website, cbsphilly.com. We're live at Girard College. Jasmine Payute, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Well, today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day and a national day of service across the nation. Philadelphia is home to the first and largest King Day of service in the country.
Action News reporter Corey Davis takes us to Fairmount, where volunteers are hard at work.
MLK Day looks different again this year at Girard College. The Armory is usually packed with thousands of people this holiday, but now the focus is on one of today's main themes, health justice. Along with COVID-19 testing, vaccines are going into arms and flu shots are also being administered. It's all part of the 27th annual Greater Philadelphia Martin Luther King Day of Service.
In 1966, Dr. King said, "Of all the forms of inequality, injustice in health is the most shocking and inhuman."
That message resonates with Dr. Ayla Stanford, founder of the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium.
I can't help but reflect this weekend because it's exactly 1 year that we administered our first vaccination in North Philadelphia.
Her organization continues to offer free COVID-19 tests and vaccinations.
My charge to you as we strive towards health justice is we all know one person who has not been vaccinated. We all know one parent who has not vaccinated their child. Is to listen first to why, to educate them if there's been misinformation.
Also, when it comes to education, there's a focus on children. Many who attended the event read books about Dr. King's quest for change, while area leaders worked to encourage more adults to help make a difference.
It's going to take each and every one of you to fulfill Dr. King's hope and promise in this Commonwealth and in this country.
And the hope now is to continue today's efforts throughout the rest of the year. Reporting here in North Philadelphia, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News.
The nation's oldest and largest Dr. Martin Luther King Day of Service event is tackling health and racial justice in Philadelphia. Girard College served as the signature project site today for COVID testing and vaccination. It was 1 year ago today that the Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium gave their first COVID shot in North Philly. Dr. Ayla Stanford tells NBC 10 it wasn't easy because many people thought Black and brown people did not want to get vaccinated.
So I had to fight for that and advocate to get it behind closed doors for that to happen. And that's how Philadelphia became the #1 city in the United States, reported by Bloomberg, to have the highest percentage of African Americans vaccinated.
Today's event included a health and wellness fair along with plenty of educational activities for kids to learn more about Dr. King's legacy.
The nation's first and largest Day of Service project got underway in Philly today. This year's event at Girard College put a spotlight on health justice. Volunteers handed out COVID tests and administered COVID vaccines and flu shots. It was part of a bigger message focused on combating racism and building community.
Let's turn this dream into power. And let's turn that power into change. Change for the people that we care about. Change for the people that Dr. King died for.
This is a day that is significant for Americans, not just to reflect, but to look ahead. Dr. King both inspired and challenged us.
The 27th annual Martin Luther King Day of Service also highlighted voting rights, gun violence, living wages, and early childhood literacy.
Health justice is one of the themes for Philadelphia's Dr. Martin Luther King Day of Service. Girard College hosted a free COVID-19 vaccination clinic today. They also offered flu shots. Organizers say that their goal is to target underserved communities to help build a healthier region. The Black Doctors COVID-19 Consortium led today's efforts.